take the pen and copy and just.
Yes. What were you telling?
I'm saying that like I have been just learning something from the Osho's and from his paragraphs. So directly I have just searched on the internet and taking away there are some paragraphs which have triggers. So I've been just finding some kind of paragraphs which are so imperative and important. So I'm just thinking about to just write something like whatever the sentence is powerful sentence I could say that or significant sentence. So I
Yes.
want to just put it on the separate copy so that it triggers me completely. I would like to
Yes.
just make a mind map about it.
Yes. That's the difference between Krishnamurti and Osho. When you listen to Krishnamurti, you will not find any kind of trigger. But when you listen to Osho, that words itself will put you on trigger. It is a triggering itself only. And you will be so much fascinated by the thought and by the things that it just makes into existence. It's speechless. But that is not same with Krishnamurti, but it also doesn't mean that Krishnamurti is not a spiritual person. He's also spiritual, but his way is kind of different when it comes to saying and preaching the things. Osho generally tells anything which is related actually in the form of story. So it directly goes into mind. And when it goes into your mind, it questions many things. Oh my God, what this guy is saying? Right? So even he said these things long ago, right? In 1990, this was all these recordings and was all those has been done. But still, in today's date, it is making the difference, and people are praising them. You
Mhm.
can just read in the comments in the below
Yes.
video below. You
But
will
but I could
literally see that people will definitely praise him and just tell him that oh my God, what kind of personality and person he is. He's really definitely a god creator. He's like a Buddha. He's having almost question answers to almost every question. And remember, when he just speaks, right, you will find a kind of energy and entity around him, right? And he will just think a lot and then he will speak as if there is some different kind of energy speaking to you. You will feel that. I've experienced, I've just
Mhm.
gone through a lot of stuff from Osho, and so it's really fascinating. It is really
Yes.
amazing.
Yes, I could see that whenever he speaks, he just take a long pause and after that he's gonna deliver something. It means that he has something with the logic that just
Yes,
comes from his just mind. So he's not a kind of person that unnecessary thing is just coming outside from the mind without just having a thought.
yes,
And
yes,
I could also realize that the way that he had been just advocating the sex. So
yes,
somewhere he was a supporter of the sex as well.
yes, yes.
Like on the other hand, there are multiple rehabilitation centers are just have been just being made by him. There are lots of the what should I say? Lots of the shelter have been made like in the Pune in the different kinds of places. So there are lots of women from the different countries and belongs to the different around the world. They just go there and they will just keep on dancing by just wearing the same clothes. I would say that orange clothes and somewhere they are just completely hallucinated.
Yes, they are performing the ritual actually. It is called dynamic meditation. It is all offered by Osho only, and it is actually 5 stages. When you will just see, let me just share what you can say my notepad so that we will get a deep picture of what we are talking about, and we just dive very much deep into spirituality and what it is about. So, guys, if you are new to this channel, consider subscribing for regular dose of positivity, and we are just beginning here. Just a minute, I need to share this. Okay, so what I was trying to say you that actually when you want to drive people, right? These are all factor responsible. It is pain, pleasure, fear, greed, and negativity. If you just focus on these pillars, then it will definitely drive away the people. It means people will definitely get attracted to you. So I was talking about dynamic meditation. It is a special kind of meditation, right? It is not just a regular meditation, but it was developed by Osho only, and it is 5 processes. You can just look and dive deep into it, right? And it has a lot of this thing has a lot of popularity, and the music that has been offered, right? You can just go and search on YouTube for dynamic meditation music, and you will find the complete different meditation music which he uses in almost his five processes, right? So basically, what is the method and why this guy Osho is using this? So actually, he just wanted to develop the Kundalini. Now, so what do you mean by Kundalini energy? It is actually channeling the energy. I already told you before, also, like we are channeling the energy from the base of the spine till the crown chakra, right? In the head, right here. So, what is dynamic meditation? Is basically the channeling of energy itself only. You will channel the energy so that your crown chakra and all the chakra will get activated. So that is the purpose of dynamic meditation. You can just look on the internet; it is readily available. This dynamic meditation, but I just want to bring to you in picture that it is developed by Osho.
Could you please search about like Krishnamurti because I'm unaware of, I'm not familiar with his face. Maybe that
This
I'm
is
just aware, but
no, this is
will
Krishnamurti. I already taken the picture. The picture is already there. This is Jiddu
he is one
Krishnamurti.
of them.
Yes, and this is we are talking about Osho. So these are two kind of top level spiritual leaders, and they are basically the God, and they are the Buddha, and they are having the it's like a next level thinking, right? A next level thing these guys are having. Right? So it's all about spirituality, knowing oneself. So yesterday we had a talk, right? And so you might have different kind of questions, like so basically the main gist or the main thing about what these guys preaches is to look in self, inner self, right? That is spirituality. People are just looking many things outside, right? They want different kind of desires like great clothes, luxury, and all that. But they forget that the most important thing, that the peace of mind and everything lies inside. So, what is the way that you can go into inside? So, it is just awareness, it is a consciousness, it is a meditation that will help you to get inside. For example, let me tell you, like if you are having a job, right, or if you are having any kind of experience, right? Let me ask you one important question, and then we can just dive in. So when you just do any kind of activity, why you do that activity? Let me ask you. Suppose if you are doing some kind of activity, then why you do that? Any activity.
So that I could get a benefit out of it.
Yeah. So benefit means you will feel good, right? That's why you are doing. Means you are seeking pleasure. Like
Hmm.
it is a kind of trigger, right? But we forget that the most important pleasure and most important satisfaction lies within ourselves. But we detach to other people. Like for example, if I'm posting any kind of thing on social media, then I will think that okay, if I get this validation, if I get these likes, if I get this comment, oh my god, I will happy, I will be happy. But that is not real happiness, right? It is actually driven by other people. But what is spirituality is it is driven by you yourself only. You yourself is the source of happiness. Happiness is a choice, but you yourself in from inside is only so much happy and so much powerful that all the other things doesn't matter. So that is the main essence of spirituality.
Right. To obsess in yourself so that you could just see something different in yourself.
Yes, and moreover,
But
you
most of the people,
when you know yourself means it means your next level. Your vibrations and frequency will also be different. Your thinking will also be different. And then, as you told yesterday, that people will think you are a fool, and people will say, "Oh my God, this guy is mad." But actually, he is not mad. He is more aware, and he's more conscious about what is happening, about his thoughts, what is going on, right? So that's why the spiritual people they always just detach from the world. Tell me any person who is just so much fascinated by worldly desire. No, 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 it's not possible. And yesterday your question was like that Osho owns 69 Rolls Royce. And so you asked me that if Osho is not into desire, then why this 69 Rolls Royce? He he didn't attach himself to this Rolls Royce. Let me just make the point, right? He never attached to any kind of thing. This is the outcome he just got from being famous and from his teachings and from many other things. See, when you reach to certain level, then you can definitely monetize the things, right? If you're saying some kind of influencers and all that, right, they just They've made their path, they've struggled a lot, and now they've reached to a certain point. So now they can monetize the thing. Same goes for Osho. But here actually the problem of with Osho is that his disciples and his followers actually monetize. He is not seeking for any kind of monetization or any kind of desire. So that is my answer to your
It means
question.
that you mean to
Yesterday.
say that he is not aroused by this kind of materialistic
No,
things
no, no,
because
no.
he had been
You're mute. You're mute. You're mute. You're mute. Hello, Vikram. Yes, you were mute. Now ask what you were just asking.
Can you listen to me? Hello.
Yes, yes. Just a minute. Let me just type. I think there is a connection issue or what.
Yes, I was getting in between of the call. That is why there was a distraction.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
we can
So
just go ahead.
yes, yes. So ask your question. What was that question? Sorry.
I was asking that, like the way that he was just possessing like more than 60 Rolls Royal. So
Yes,
he must have been just got from his disciple. Like he may just had the lot of the disciples, not in particular India, like all around the world.
yes,
So it could have been like a kind of a gift or a token of gratitude from the
yes,
different kind of people.
yes, 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 yes. It is.
So it doesn't mean that he is one of the he was one of the person that who himself purchased those stuffs.
No, 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 no.
He was a kind of the person that somewhere he detached from the materialistics and different kind of the luxurious resources, right?
Yes, yes.
So that is the thing I wanted to point out.
Yeah. Let me just also share more things so that we can just dive deep, right? Let me just search on Google itself, like Osho
Like
about.
there are two words which are quite famous, like monogamous and the polygamous. Monogamous,
Yes,
a person a person who has one wife, right,
yes,
and are allowed to just have a sex with only one wife
yes,
and have a physical intercourse. But
yes,
on the other hand, there is no monogamous. Now it is completely opposite to the monogamous. Sorry,
yes,
the
yes,
polygamous is something very much different. Now
yes,
he's one of the person who was saying that like everything should be existed in the person's life. If the person is polygamous, it means that that is also a true. So we can't say that this particular person is wrong if he is not into polygamous or if
yes,
he
yes,
is into poly.
yes. Means polygamous means having multiple relations, multiple
Yes.
sexual
So
partners.
if the persons and the if the opposite girls are wanting to just release the energy to each other, so there is no any kind of the question. There is no
Yes,
any kind of interruption from the people.
yes, yes,
If you
right.
just thoughts are matching.
Yes, right. And that's why she always called the girls or women as a ma, because they
Mm.
are and only the powerful. He believed that all the power and all the things are possessed by woman only. Man is just a what you can say a way, but the actual thing is woman only. That is why it's this shirt his disciples is always called ma and Shila, ma, right? That is the word. That is the play. And so that is also the thing which we. So now I just wanted to just give you the brief what you can say biography. Like he was born in 11 December 1931 and just died on 19 January 1930. 1990, sorry. So 50 years of 58 years of age, right? And so all this, and his disciples were called sannyasis and sannyasins. These were the thing, right? So this is all about. Also there are different kind of books also, and I already talked about from sex to
Oh, could you
consciousness.
just read the books? Some books is Samadhi in English.
Yes, means this one only. This one.
Yes, yes, this one. Do we have any kind of the dubbed into English
Yes,
so that I
English
could
is
just
there.
dive into it?
Sex to super consciousness. From sex to super consciousness.
It has been translated from someone, right?
Yes. Actually, all these books was his teachings. And so they converted them into the form of book. Right? So these Osho Rajneesh. As you can see, these are the previous pictures, right? When he was just not so much popular
Mm.
all over the world. So he was just a regular person, right? And then he just developed into Osho, a famous personality. So all these things. He was called Acharya before Acharya Rajneesh, and then he became Bhagwan Rajneesh, and then he transformed into Osho. So this kind of Kundalini, Vinod Khanna was also his this one student, right? So these are
Mm.
some this kind of thing he just gave. Actually, I contacted his top level person, Ma Sheila Anand, right? And my plan was to bring her to the podcast, but I somewhat universe doesn't want that kind of stuff, so it doesn't happen. So Ma Sheila Anand was his secretary, and currently she's 77 or 78 years of age, and she belongs from our town only, that is Vadodara. But right now she is located in maybe in Switzerland, and so she visited Vadodara. And so I just messaged her on Instagram whether you will be able to come to our podcast to share the insight regarding Osho. Okay, so if you don't know there also that, let me just type Mashila. So that Mashila. So this is the Mashila Anand, right? This is the picture, right? He was famous because the documentary was released on Netflix with Karan Johar. So he was kind of famous, and these are all the pics you can see about Mashila Anand, right? And the famous podcast was also done with Ranveer show on this Mashila Anand regarding this all this, right? You can already see all the pictures of her, and so she is from Vadodara,
Mm.
our town, our hometown, and she's
Wow.
been the first follower, first disciple of Rajneesh Bhagwan Osho. As you can already see, this is our Mashila at Osho Ashram. There are also see different kind of controversies, right, regarding Osho, right? Like they do the bad things at the ashram and all that, right? But we will not focus on the negative, but we just see. Let me tell you one thing. Like for example, if you see any kind of person, there is always the positive and negative. But what we need to develop and what we need to take is the positive, and just let go of the negative. So we will not talk about the negativity, but I'm just trying to just tell you about the positivity side of Osho and how powerful and how amazing person he was. And Rajneeshpuram was also a kind of thing that was developed as a ashram, Rajneeshpuram ashram, right, with Osho. So you can see, right, Rajneeshpuram was developed. It is a city in US. It was, right now it is not, right. So you can already see all the pictures, right. And when you will just so what is Rajneeshpuram? So Rajneeshpuram was a religious international community in a northwest United States located in Vasco County, Oregon. So this is the place where his ashram was established in US, where he gained so much popularity. And the duration was from 1981 till 1980, 10 years of duration, right? So these are some of the things regarding the ashram. And the controversial book, let me just also include that. And it was this book, right? And the book was Rajneesh Puram, The Inside the Cult of Bhagwan and its Failed American Utopia. This is the book which already discuss about a lot of negative things about Osho, right? This, and it was written by Russell King. Now, see, there are a lot of conspiracy theories because people also don't want this Osho to empower the world because he has the power to do many things, right? And America itself was so much shocked and so much worried about this person. So they just want to take on to the negative side. So this kind of stuff was also been done against Rajneesh Osho. I just wanted you to bring to your attention as well as the audience attention, right? You can also just contribute if you just know more. And in the meantime, okay, let me just also show you the documentary just I would just talk about. Like it was Wild Wild Country, right? So this is the Wild Wild Country. It is a documentary Netflix, right? Already, and you can just and it already shows you how powerful Osho was, and it has a lot of both things, right? Negative as well as positive. But here, as I already told, we need to bribe on the positive ones, right? So you can definitely check out this Wild Wild Country. It is documentary on 2018. And let me just also show you Ma Sheila documentary. Ma and Sheila documentary. So when you just go to this searching for Sheila, this is the documentary that has been released in 2021. It is 58 minutes, and where she just told about the allegations that has been released on her regarding Osho Rajneesh. Right? So all this has been discussed in this documentary. And when I just had a talk with Marshil Anand, right, regarding our podcast, she was so much fascinated and she was so much curious, right? And when I just asked her that, okay, oh my God, I'm from also Baroda, right? And Baroda is her hometown. She was so much fascinated. But actually, the problem occurred. Let me tell you where the problem actually occurred, right? I asked for the interview and a podcast, right? But she just told me that, okay, can you just contribute to my transportation, right? To your best. And then I said that, no, ma'am, it's not a transportation. It will be only the one to one that is online thing. Right. So she was just in the thought of it. It might be the possible that she just thought that I am a top level influencer or some kind of thing. So just in that way, the conversation just went out, right? So
Mhm. So she was wanting some kind of money contribution from your side, so
no,
that you
no,
could just fetch her into yours also.
yeah, yeah. Means in my place where I'm recording this, my recording room. She just wanted. She
Mm.
thought that this podcast is like Ranvir Alabadi, I think.
Yes, yes.
So that is it. See, if you want to get the complete insight, then this Sheila also can because you will see only the negative side here more, right? And also into the documentary Wild Wild Country. But I will definitely recommend you to just go and dive deep. You will be able to know many things. And Osho already told that death is a kind of celebration. You don't need to cry when you die, right?
Mm.
And let me just open the Jiddu Krishnamurti also. So this is Jiddu Krishnamurti. Right. So if you go into Wikipedia, you will see G.D. Krishnamurti was an Indian philosopher, speaker, writer, and spiritual figure adopted by the members of this and this as a child. He was raised to fill the advance of the role of world teacher, but in adulthood, he rejected his mental and distanced himself from related religious movement. It means that there are people, right, who were looking for this special child, right, that will be definitely born, right? So Krishnamurti was one of them, right? And so the people just told that this is the child which we are looking for, right? And he's the master, right? But Krishnamurti just rejected all the things, right? Means all the allegations, and he distanced himself from all this thing, right? This is the basic thing about Krishnamurti. So, and when you see the Krishnamurti, you will see a lot of books. I will definitely recommend you the Freedom from Known and the Book of Life. These two, I will definitely recommend. Rest all I don't know, right? I see, I tell and I share only what I know. I don't go into many other things, right? So this is about Jiddu Krishnamurti. And see, when you will listen all these lectures about Jiddu Krishnamurti, either one or two, right? His way of speech and his way of explanation is totally different, right? And see, many people will definitely resonate with Osho and they will definitely neglect with Krishnamurti because his way is different. But that doesn't mean that he is not capable. He is also so much capable, so
Mm.
much powerful. Right? So that is the stuff.
Yes, definitely.
And I also think that such kind of people they are born in a lifetime only. You can't find many duplicate or replica of such kind of people. It's really hard.
No.
Oh my god.
Yes. They are center of attraction.
Yes.
Not in his particular area, like everywhere.
Yes.
Everyone see them as an idol.
Yes. Right now, also I also gone through about this Sri Ravi Shankar, but I think that these two personalities which we are discussing were totally different from this guy, Sri Ravi Shankar, right? And Art of Living was the course that has been developed by Sri Ravi Shankar, Art of Living Foundation course and all that. But I think that these personalities cannot compete with all the other things that is Sadhguru,
Hmm.
Sri Ravi Shankar, and any damn person. That is the thing.
Right.
So Jiddu Krishnamurti was before Osho. So Osho used to quote Krishnamurti and many things, and Osho also used to quote top level philosophers also in his lectures. And he always just gave the lectures contradictory, controversial things. Like he spoke on religious sex and all the things, right? So about marriages, also relationship, also he spoke many different things which people will definitely not agree to that, right? And see, when you just put the controversial thing, right, and then people are opposing you, then it is a different scene, right? If I'm saying some kind of bold statement, right, which is totally different, people are never heard of, right, and it is opposing the many religious belief and it is hurting someone, then it drives attention. So that was the case with Osho.
Right.
And yes, and I see a lot of people are being also fascinated by Osho wordings and Osho lectures as compared to other guru, might be Krishnamurti or something, because his way is totally different, man. You are actually driven by what he just says and says. Hmm.
You're right. I have nothing to say. I needed to study a lot about him so that I could just showcase my the knowledge to you. The thing is that I'm just having a lack of knowledge about the Osho right
Yeah,
now because see, a lot of the things have been happened in the Osho's life and Osho's has been associated with a lot of the things. But I should just go through the read
yeah.
my just brain could just trigger off your just
No,
question.
no, you are right. I am not asking you, but I am just trying to. I have
Yes,
made
yes,
one. I have
I could
made
see
one.
that you have just
No, I have made one document. Let me just try to open that. Right, I have made one document regarding the Osho. I just need to find that. Right. Uh, okay. Let me just search, and then I'm just trying to search, right. Because I have just specially made for Osho only. So in the meantime, see, actually, see, what is the motto of this podcast, right? It is not like that. I will ask the question, and you need to have thorough knowledge. See, I am also not complete in the form of knowledge, right? I'm not a master, any kind of master, but what I know, right, and what I can just teach. And let me tell you that if I don't know anything, and if I'm trying to teach someone, in the process, I am also learning, right? We are all learners. I'm not
yes.
saying that I am the master. I claim that I know everything. No, no, no. Those who claim that they know everything, they're actually full, right? They're actually full. I'm not able to find that document, man. Let me just again try because
Have you
I
just
have
made the document?
yes, I have made the document. Just a minute. Just a minute. Just give me 1 minute. I will definitely.
You could search a document, the file you have been just named.
No, no. I have made, man. Just a minute.
Yes, that is why I'm saying that you would have been just made some file name. So with the help of the file name, you could just directly go to the document, what you're looking.
Yeah, okay, I got it. Okay, I got it. That's great. That's really great. Okay, so some of the things I have just written, right? It's not a deep, but just let me just share. So you are able to see the document, right? So this is the autobiography of Osho, and actually, when it comes to autobiography, just people classify them into the sections of years, right? So when you talk about this
Hmm.
1990, 1930 when he was born, right? So 10 years of thing, and then 1941 to 51. So total 20 years. So at the age of 21, he become enlightened, right? And there is also a movie regarding this, right? Where you will just see the childish thing of Osho. The base quality that I just think about Osho is he used to question each and everything. Like he was at 7, 10 years of age, he will question many things. Even the teacher was surprised. Oh my God, this kind of child is asking me this kind of question. So
Hmm.
from the quest of this knowledge, all the things started. And then he just continued to read a lot of books, like millions of books. And at the age of 20, when he became enlightened, and the place where he was living, he always loves to stay with his grandparents, that is Nana Nani. Right? He almost spent the childhood there only. And from there, he got to influence with the help of two babas, right? And those baba used to come as a what you can say beggar. From that, he got spiritual insight, and from that, he learned about meditation. He got to one kind of tree, right, which is already located right now. Also, it is located at at where he was born, and then he used to sit under that tree with Baba for long, long time, right? And from that, all the things started. So when you talk about the total years, right, this is the thing you just classify, right? 10 years gap. And so regarding this, so Rajneesh, right? He was called by the name of Raja. He was born this, died. His beloved died at a very young age, maybe at the age of 7 or 10, right? So he has already bear the loss in the childhood
Yes.
itself, right? And so what was her teaching? Let me just in the next 5 minutes, let me just dive deep. So he believed focusing on the inner side, but the most people just focus on the outer world. I already told this. His most controversial book was From Sex to Superconsciousness. He developed a method called dynamic meditation. He used to live with his grandparents until the age of 7, and he used to ask a lot of questions. So these are the top level qualities which Osho had, which made him like a what you can say spiritual person.
Completely spiritual and different from the others people.
Yes, these are some of the things most important. No doubt there are many other things, but I've just noted out. Right? We can definitely ask many other also so that they can also contribute maybe in the future in the group. Your hand is there on camera. Your hand is there on.
Yes, I'm not having the strength. That is why I'm just finding trouble to just hold it for a long time.
Yes,
But still, I could just manage.
right. And he is the
Yes, we
largest.
have these sort of brilliant peoples in the
He is the
world.
largest
There were some
library.
people.
He is the
Yes,
largest library till now. Stocks and stocks
uh,
of books.
where is it existing?
I thought I need to search, but there is a library actually. Maybe in his ashram, there are many,
Okay,
many books.
what kind of the books I will just find in that library that he has already been made? Like only Osso's books, or
No, no, top level personality, which he just think that they are more capable, right? Like
mm,
philosophers and many other great person. That book you will find. Not his books. His books you will not find. His books actually people converted his teaching into books. and they are just trying to
Okay.
make the living and royalty from it. But you will never find Osho books in his own library, man. No, no, no. That is the thing.
So didn't you ask like you had the opportunity like before a 6 month, like we had a path in between us, and you could have just asked this sort of the question. You could have asked about the Usul, what kind of thought he has over him.
Yes, but let me tell you that I was not introduced to spirituality and I was not diving deep into this topic. Right? But after that duration only, I just came to know about this.
Like he said some famous personality that he loves to follow him.
Yes,
Follow. Like he had just named like lots of the famous personality. It is one of the APJ Abdul Kalam, like Nikola Tesla. Like he also named like Sachin Tendulkar. So these were the one of the famous personality that influenced him a lot. But apart from that, you could
no,
have
no.
asked question, what
I
about
have one
also?
idea. No, no, I have one idea. Means we can just bring him, right? And just ask him to dive deep into Osho. And then this will be amazing stuff. I mean, it will rock each and everything.
Yes.
So every
I also
actually,
think he's. Hmm.
yes, yes, go ahead, yes,
I also think that Parthu is also one of the brilliant personality.
yes,
Like he hasn't gotten recognition because of that. He has been limited or belongs to the Mandan family. But apart from Mandan family, even apart from that, like whatever kind of resources he has, that doesn't reveal about his just personality as a form of knowledge he has.
yes, yes,
He has vast knowledge, man.
yes,
I know him, and whenever you are going to ask the question, he has all the
answer,
answers of your questions.
yes.
He's not a kind of personality like he completely detached with this sort of the stuff, spirituality.
Yes, and when you say that he is having all answers, but answer means not of that of layman language. Some means it will make you think, oh my God, this kind of things also happens. That is the type of
Hmm.
answer Bartho used to give. Really,
Yes.
actually, just we need to involve him and just he can just explain about Osho and maybe the Krishnamurti spiritual stuff.
Yes. At the age of 2.5 years, like he could just manage to speak more than 10 lines in front of the school.
I I would also like to just give you one brief thing, right? In the age span of just 58 years, also achieved so much. Can you just imagine? At the age of just 58 years, right? You made a legacy that now the
Yes.
world will never forget it.
Hmm. Right, right. Like by the age of 58, how could he just deceased? How,
There
what
are
on earth
there are
could,
enemies. There are enemies who just don't want him to live. There are a lot of conspiracy theories. We don't know the actual reason. The death of
means
Osho is
yes,
not
yes,
known.
yes.
The death of Osho is not known yet.
Okay, how many minutes do we have now?
Less than 1 minute.
Hmm.
You can
Yes,
ask
what
you can
I'm
ask
going to do here.
Partho. You can ask Partho to dive deep into this. Really, it's really the
How
topic.
could I just